Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. This is definitely moon energy, water element of Cancer. And I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of my lives. And as you guys know, as you come in, on these lives, I teach universal laws, which are applicable to each and every one of us. And one thing that I try to do in this, but I try to gear my teachings to melanated people. I have been in the church majority of all my life. And so therefore I am 51 years of age, about to be 52. In honor of Rich Rising to you, I like that salutation. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, I always preference my lives in letting people understand and know that I've been doing magic since I was a child. I am 51 years of age, and I have been into the ATRs predominantly. Thank you so much for joining my team. If, as you guys are coming in, please, sir, ma'am, if you do not mind, tap that stream. I want to say this. These lives are to educate. Good day, Miss Whitney. I saw that without my glasses. These lives are to gear to illuminate and to teach you real magic, real spirituality, and why these things are important. Thank you so much for the gift. And why these things matter when it comes down to the ATRs, and why the things that we're talking about, the subject matters that we're talking about, why they're applicable to you. No matter if you're a beginner in magic, or intermediate, or advanced. And to all of my Christian buddies, when we use the word magic, we still talking about the power of the spirit. And so we talk about energy, frequency, and vibration. For whatever reason, we're still in an age where we're still dealing with the mythology of illusions and deception. And so therefore, one of the things as a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries and rising sign Pisces, is to cast light on a dark mind in hopes that you will see the light, Carolyn, and walk therein. I want to say to many of you guys that have not gotten an opportunity to subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I can start and talk more freely about the truth that I share with melanated people all over this globe. I want you to understand that what I'm going to talk about today has a lot to do with trying to awaken melanated people to understand why we need to understand where we are and why we need to move the way that we need to move. Before Agent Orange gets into office, if they certify the election, we need to be, I believe, proactive. I was raised by a Virgo, so a lot of things that you will hear from me as a Sagittarian will be methodical, calculated, but I don't mind taking risks, but they will be calculated risks. I believe in the laws of probability. I believe that the way you pray, the way that you function, the things that you do can change your outcome drastically depending on how much energy, how much time, how much BDC much love to you. And when you have an opportunity to gain more knowledge, I tell people all the time, you can't do better if you don't know better. I mean, just realistically speaking, positive does not change your outcome. Having not only the mindset, but also having the tools, giving yourself, understanding where you are in your season, in the season of your life, in the cycle of your life. And so one of the things that I do is I try to teach magic in a sober-minded, rational, practical way, no matter what you're doing, how you're doing. So I'm going to dispel some misnomers. Now, I want to say also hello to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Okay? Now, I do realize that many of us are trying to return back to our roots. We're trying to return back to our African traditions, the African diaspora. And one of the things that I want you guys to understand is that when you're trying to return back to your African roots, the main thing, if anybody has their work of salt, is you must look inward. This is not something that most of us grew up in the church learning. We are always looking outside, trying to figure out what's going on the inside. One of the things that, when it comes down to the elements, and I'm crowned my Fedifun Oya, and I'm crowned my Fedifun Bablu Aye, but I'm rocking Yemi Ja on today because I've been at the ocean this morning. One of the things I want you guys to understand about true spirituality, it always starts within. If you don't understand the element of fire within yourself, you're not going to understand the element of fire in anything else outside of you. If you don't understand the element of water on the inside of you, then you're not going to understand the element of anything outside of that. If you don't understand the element of earth, you're not going to... I'm breaking this down because I want you to understand, a lot of you guys are following numbers instead of seeking truth. Certain man, when you seek truth, it will always be in plain sight, but hidden. When you're seeking truth, the Bible says get up early and seek it. What is happening is so many of you guys trying to return back to the African diaspora with people that are out here sounding the alarm. Oh, I'm voodoo, I'm Santeria, I'm Lukumi, I'm Congo. That is not how you find what you're looking for. You find what you're looking for from your ancestors. Your ancestors are within you. You find what you're looking for by understanding your destiny. Your destiny is on the inside of you. Yeah. So these are the, let me put my glasses on because I don't feel like straining and reading. One of the things that I want to talk about today, and I want to educate, and first I'm starting with the creators of the universe. I want to start with black women. And then, because I believe in the concept of the Ankh. I believe in the concept of the Ankh being that feminine energy and masculine energy works well together. I was born on Friday, so therefore Venus is the pentagram, and the pentagram is representation of masculine energy and feminine energy working together. So I'm always saying that I'm androgynous. So I understand the concept, but I want to talk about this today. And you guys give me an opportunity to give you the insight. I'm a sad, so I believe people got a right to think however they feel, because what reality that you live in don't affect me. Okay? So my subject today, as a bustle blow, talking about Cancerian energy, on my YouTube page, I'm going to actually teach water magic, because I've been working with Yemi Jab. I've been working with the Tharsis. I work a lot in Kabbalah. My subject is, who's my family? Everywhere you go, somebody talking about their ancestors. Black people are not understanding who their family is. So I'm going to be coming from Matthew, the 12th chapter, 48 through 50. And I'm going to read this quickly. It says, "But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother? Who is my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples. Behold, my mother and my brother. For whosoever shall do the will or the desire of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother." Possibly what that got to do with my magic and my practice. Let me explain something to y'all. What happened in this election, because what has happened is, a lot of times when you're discussing stuff, people like to jump around from subject matter to subject matter trying to prove a point instead of trying to get to the truth. What this election did was to show melanated women who was truly on their side. Just because you live in a reality in your city, in your community, in your town, that you may not see a lot of black men doing the right thing by black women, overall the numbers say that black men support black women. The point that I am trying to make when it comes down to your magical community is that you need to know who your father is, you need to know who your mother is, and you need to know who your brother is and who your sister is. You found out in this election, no matter what you do and invest in that Caucasian woman, because we're going to say the word, that she will never be your sister. Okay? I want melanated women to understand. In order to be somebody's brother or sister, they must be able to do the will, or they need to understand the concept by which you exist, right? It is historically known that Caucasian women get their power from their man. They get their influence, they get their identity of their beauty. That is not where the melanated woman gets her power from. That's not where the melanated woman gets her virtue from. That is not where the melanated woman gets her identity from. She gets that from the universe. And so therefore, when you're trying to be sisters with somebody that's parasitic in nature, I'm going to say this again. Her whole construct, her whole cellular structure is very, very different than yours. And you're trying to sister. This is why I tell my mother is a Virgo. Virgos are a representation of Mother Earth. So I wrote down this. How can you call this woman your sister when she's against Mother Earth and she's against Father Sky? How can you say that you are a person of hoodoo and voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay, anything that a part of all of our African diaspora deals with Mother Earth? All of our African diaspora deals with Father Sky. Thank you for tapping that stream to those that it resonates with. You're trying to do the magic. You're trying to do the spell work. You're trying to do the affirmations. That she is set up totally different than you are. And you're living in a system that you're giving up your right to nature. You're giving up your right to Father Sky, where your power actually comes from. This is why we are called sons and daughters of God, because the sun is our power. That's why we say that your sun sign, which is where you get your energy, your chi, and your prana, as an Aries, as a Pisces, as a Taurus, as a Libra. This is where you get your power from. And this woman is always convincing you how to support what she got going on, where she's dealing with her man, where she gets her power. Black men do not get their power from status. Black men do not get their power from money. Black men don't get their, that's not where they get their power. They get their power from the womb. When they are born in a womb, they get their arche in the birth canal. And they get their identity, they get their DNA structure, they get their instruction for life. All of that comes within the womb, which is the cauldron, the nganga, call it what you will. The womb of the universe. This is why when they break our genetics down, we have the energy of Mother Earth. We have the same components of Mother Earth. And then we also have what they call stardust. We have the energy, or we have the same minerals that are found in asteroids that are in outer space. That means that our cellular structure is totally different from theirs. And so therefore, when you're trying to live, and please hear me when I say this, when you're trying to compete with somebody that is basic, you're trying to deal with basic beauty. This is why they can never be satisfied. This is why the concept of contentment is never existing in their life. This is why they can see what's going on and still not say nothing. They would have more outrage over an animal being hit than a black woman or a black man or a black child being mistreated. And you're still not getting it. As you practice your ATRs, as you get into black history, as you get into knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you must understand that our whole concept about who we are spirits having an earthly experience. We are the Emmanuel, we are the Word being made flesh. Whether that Word being made flesh up under the influence of Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, don't matter. But you are born in a certain timeline. Sadly, they have taught our people to be just as blind as who we are. Yeah, but this is the thing. I'm a problem solver. I'm not here just to present what I discovered, what is a problem. I'm also here with a solution. And that in that solution, you must understand who your family is. Not your biological family. Who is out here doing the will of voodoo? Who is out here doing the will of hoodoo? Who's out here doing the will of conjure? Who's out here doing the will of working with nature, or working with fire, or working with earth? These are the people that will light the way as you begin to grow and to develop. I didn't say that those two that are crying loud and that they're making the most noise. I said, certain man, when you are ready to be a student, the teacher will appear. You don't need to worry about who the enemy is. You need to figure out who your family is. You need to understand that these people that showed up in the election and voted against Kamala Harris, the American Indian, cannot be your brothers and sisters. They don't care about your existence. The Latino, all of these people allow their men to give them validation. That is not how we get validation, y'all. We get our validation through energy, frequency, and vibration. We operate on the spirit and the energy of excellence, like our divine, because we were created in the image and the likeness of the divine. A lot of people get upset at me when I say this, but I'm not looking for equality. If I have to be equal with you, that means I have to be basic. And there's nothing basic about being divine. I'm going to say that again to all of you that are struggling with what I'm trying to say. The mere fact that you want to be in compliance and you want to be adjacent to who they are trying to make basic look fabulous. This is why the makeup industry is so important. But when my mom's a Virgo, my mom believes in natural beauty. So I came up in an era where it was not wigs and this and that there. She was a natural, beautiful woman. I'm 51, about to be 52. All my life that I grew up, nobody ever called me handsome. They always say that's even my family member would say, "Oh, that's the pretty boy in the family." I carried my mother's beauty. You understand? So my thing to you, we got to know where our check come from. We need to know where our blessing from. The Bible, every time you go to church, they say, look to the hill from whence comes your help. But every time something happens in your life, you looking to the left, you looking to the right. You're not looking from within. Because everything that I need, I came with it. When I go through my Oba, when I go through my Padrino, when I go through my Yaya, and I go through all these different people, I never forget that you ain't giving me nothing. I was born with it. Whatever level it is, whatever measure that God has given me, you did not give me nothing. You're licensing me. This is where you're getting lost in the sauce. You think that I don't have to adopt your culture to do my magic. I'm going to say that again. Tap those strings. I do not have to adopt your culture to do my magic. Because my magic is African, decent. I am divine. The whole concept that I have been trying to tell melanated women the whole time, you're focused on the wrong enemy. You don't believe the media. You don't believe all these things are saying. But that election showed you who was really your brothers and your sisters. Because sir and ma'am, it was black mothers, grandmothers that was out there voting for you to have the autonomy of your body. There were rich and there were poor black men and women out there voting that you had the right to your civil rights. You got to understand, like, it don't matter what level of society they were on. They wanted you and their daughters and their granddaughters, their sons, their grandsons to have certain rights and certain protection. This is when it all boils down, your real family gonna do the will of the Father. Your real family gonna do the will of the mother. You understand? Your real family is not going to go against Mother Nature. Your real family is not going to go against Father Sky. Because we understand seasons come for a purpose. The mere fact that you have to explain to somebody that's parasitic in nature. All of y'all ain't got enough education. A parasite lives off of something that is living. It's called a host. Get you some dragon's blood. And don't do this unless you're ready. Because I'm trying to give things out to people that are not initiated. Dragon's blood. This particular resin comes from a tree. Get back to your magic. It protects against parasites. All of those lunch dinners, all those girl night out, if you ain't doing it with family, you're dealing with a parasite. And that parasite is going to always look for an opportunity to drain your energy, to drain your ideas. How many black women in business, I don't care what kind of business, you done got revelation, you done got creativity, and you shared your idea. And that parasite got your idea, told you that idea wasn't good enough, but now they presented it to the head parasite, and they done took your idea and made it Mandy's idea. Thank you. All right, come on. When what I'm trying to do is give you so many scenarios that has always happened. And it is because you believe what the media has said. One thing about breaking a yoke or destroying a curse or a trend or a pattern. You got to first admit you were doing it. You got to first admit you were believing. Before you can dispel or cast off a thought or imagination, you got to first believe that you have to accept the fact that you have accepted that programming. You have accepted that information and you are acting upon that information. Can I say this again? A part of magic is understanding where something derives from, the genesis of a thing. And so when you understand who your family is, you will never have to tell Apostle Ely whether you ever met me or did not met. I am always going to use my magic, my energy, my knowledge, my understanding according to the overall well-being of my family, even though I am going to be able to take care of myself. The heart knows how to function in the body and not take away from the lungs. The lungs know how to function in the body without taking away from the kidneys. The body knows what to do. The body understands that it's different aspects of itself, but it understands that it is one and it needs all of those factors to exist. The fact that you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Christianity, Islam, and you can't see the universal truth of connectivity. Who is my mother? That do the will of the water element. Who is my father? Who do the will of the element of fire? Who's my sister? Who do the element of earth? Who's my brother? Who do the element of air? Because no manifestation can operate without these elements. And we keep running back to a system. The system is not broken. I'm going to say this again. The system in the United States is not broken. It is working very, very well for those that it was designed for. It is not nobody's fault. Your system is in Mother Nature. Your system is in Father Sky. And because you keep trying to put your Ache, your Chi, your Prana in a system that was not designed to prosper you, huh? What was designed to prosper you was Mother Earth. When you got sick, Mother Earth said, I got healing. The Bible said that in every green herb, there's healing. We talk about the balm of Gilead. These are herbs. These are essence that come from Mother Earth. And so therefore, because you keep running to their medical system, do what you will, certain man. That's your big. But I'm trying to tell you that if you were truly returning back to your roots and you knew who your mother and your father was, this is when I see women on social media that are working with the herbs and being very holistic. You believe in the energy and the frequency of chemical drugs that give a pain reliever, not a solution to what is ailing you. If they were so for you, her man and her were so for you, they would not be polluting the waters. They would not be cutting down the green forest. All of this is where we get our power from. All of this, when we do our conjure, this is why we go get rocks. This is why we go to the river. This is why we go to Crossroad. How is it that these people are in lockstep with Mother Nature and Father Sky, and everything you're doing is polluting the air for all of my air elements? How can you call this man or this woman your brother and your sister when they are going against nature itself, when they are going against universal laws? You ain't got to never know my name. But if I'm doing the will of Mother Earth, if I'm doing the will of Father Sky, whether I be a Christian, whether I be a Santero, whether I be a Bokor, it don't matter. Because there's light and dark, they're good. I don't want to use the word good. There's building up and there's decay. When a carcass it dies, it dissolves into the earth. Everything returns back to Mother Nature. This is called laws of reciprocity. Anything that is birthed through Mother Nature dies in Mother Nature. How is this? There are many paths to the truth. I agree that there are many paths to the truth, but I don't believe that people are here looking for the truth. The truth is, I can be around a snake when I know it's a snake and I treat it as such. When I watch melanated people change who they are to make somebody feel comfortable, you can't make me believe you living in your truth. I would never stop being excellent because you basic. I would never stop excelling at my potential to make you feel that I'm doing too much. None of that stuff bothers me. I'm not going to stop excelling in the things that God has given me in order for you as an individual to feel like I don't need to be like you to be great. I don't want to be like you to be great. Because guess what? At 51 years of age, when I look at who I am and how I have developed and I have aged gracefully through the divine, and I look at my co-worker people in my same age bracket, they look like my grandfather. Why do I want to be like you, sir? I don't care how much money you accrue through your robbery, your theft, and all your connery. You still look like you look. You still feel how you feel. And no amount of affirmation is going to erase your insecurity, because you are a receptive gene. You're parasitic. And you're not here for the truth. You as the Bible said, that Satan did never abode in the truth, or those creatures never abode in the truth. Let me tell y'all something. She get her power and her provision from her man, her husband. Black woman, your source comes from the divine feminine and the divine masculine. How does your family? When she light her candle, she light that candle with the understanding that if she get a husband, she don't have to work. When you light that candle, you saying to yourself that God will bless you according to the riches of his glory. When that black man light that candle, he's calling upon his ancestors and his spirits to bring him the things he desires. We approach life totally different. How is that those people, this is another thing that gets me with melanated people. Just give y'all, I know y'all done been to the shrimp fry, the Chinese restaurant. I know y'all done been to the Chinese restaurant. Ain't too many black people all around this globe ain't been to a Chinese restaurant. What gets me with melanated people, this is what gets me with you, and I want y'all to really think about this. You walk into that Chinese restaurant, sit down with you and your family after going to church, and walk right by their altar, and it don't bother you. You as a black man or woman and all your beliefs will go sit down in a Chinese restaurant knowing that that is an altar sitting there and not be moved. But you come in my church and see altars and now you move. You disturbed. I want you to ask yourself where that really come from. Tell me where that really comes from. You go and get your nails done, your pedicures and your manicure, and sit down at that Asian or Chinese facility. Get your nails done, you look right over there and they altar sitting right there. You're not moved. But you come into a black establishment, they got their altar, you hold them roots. All that witchcraft. I need you to understand when I tell you about abiding in the truth. When I say abiding in the truth, that is coming from a real place where you have a problem with who you are. And you don't have a problem with other people being who they are. You don't have a problem with the American Indian being who they are and they out there doing their Indian dances. You don't have a problem with none of that. You don't have a problem with the white man and the new age magic and the white woman and her witchy concepts. You don't got a problem with that. You don't have a problem with Latino people and they Day of the Dead and they Lady Guadalupe. You will sit down and you will sit down in their restaurant knowing that her picture, the Lady Guadalupe, is painted all over their establishment, and you will sit down and have a dinner and not be disturbed. You will not be disturbed. You will carry on your Christian conversation while sitting behind Lady Guadalupe. But if you were in a black establishment with Ezeli Dontor or my Hedorisha Yanza, all of a sudden you disturbed. All of a sudden your Christian values are shaken. That's not coming from outside people. That's coming from us. I got an invite on my TikTok. And normally I don't answer because I was laying down in bed. So I got this invite. So I was like, who is this inviting me into this live? So I end up clicking on because I want to know who it was. And it was some black women on live. So, and then because y'all know my face come up and I got my headdress and stuff on. And the black women in the live saw, well, who invited him? Who looked like he practicing voodoo? You immediately got negative about me. This wasn't white women. This wasn't Asian women. This wasn't Puerto Rican women. This wasn't Native American women. These were black women. You didn't know me for Adam. I make more money than all you hoes on your live. Huh? My body cleaner than any of you hoes on my live. But you were immediately negative about me. And I said to them, I said, because I'm a Sagittarius, I started to go there. Because none of them had a waistline. Not one of them had a waistline. I'm like, don't do it. I'm talking to myself, don't do it. I mean, they just going, who invited him, blah, blah. That's why I know if money showed up at your door, you would not answer. Because you don't know what money look like. You don't know what fire look like. You don't know what delicious chocolate delicatessen look like. You don't know what intelligence look like. You don't know what knowledge look like. You sat there and judged me. And I'm saying to myself, these dry biscuit eating hoes. But don't say that. I was nice. I'm not nice. I said I was nice. And I said I apologize because I was invited. But I realized that this is not the environment for me. And I excused myself. It's probably because I was tired. I had been doing so much all day. But the level of nastiness that they presented to me, not even knowing who I was. This is not, I'm talking about in real everyday life. Our season is approaching pre-Sagittarius. I know that's right. That was. Let me tell y'all something. Anytime you're looking for the truth, you look for somebody to be real, Apostle Eva gonna keep it real with you. I am not interested and I'm not on what these people are. These people are not trying to tell you the truth. These people ain't even living in the truth. And they want you to continue with your fantasy about your magic. Because if your magic ain't doing it for you, let me explain it to you like this. If you are still losing court cases, and your children are still getting more time in the court system than any other race of people, and these are with laws, and these are with civil rights, and all this other stuff. What you think the level, if your conjurer couldn't bring them out, and the laws were supposedly on their side, they had rights supposedly on their side, and they still got the book thrown at them. What is your root work, your conjure, your mysticism gonna do for you when those laws are not gonna apply? When they start doing away with affirmative action, when they start doing away with civil rights, they're gunning for that stuff. What's gonna stop them when they have the House, the Senate, and the executive office, and they got the Supreme Court? Your magic wouldn't bring you victory for all that was happening. I don't know. I don't understand how some of y'all can afford to ignore what I'm saying. This is what the condition that we're in, and we're not going to be proactive. This right here, we don't want to hear, because what that got to do with magic? When I come on in a tank top, it don't matter. If I dress up, what you want me to come on with a suit? Because some of my suits $300 and $400. But the truth of the matter, it don't matter what I was dressed up. You don't want to hear the truth. It don't matter if I said it more. I use more different verbiage. It doesn't matter whether I was using profanity, whether I was using intellectual terminology. It wouldn't even matter, because when you're not looking for the truth, it don't matter what somebody's saying. You're gonna always go to somebody. I'm not blaming you. I am trying to make you aware. That's not your sister. That's not your brother. That's not your mom. That's not your father. And as long as you're trying to play with them and trying to play their game, you're going to lose. You're not going to lose one time. You're going to lose every single time. And the day that they're going to be able always to be able to snatch the rug from up under you. They're going to be always able to wipe the smile off your face. They'll allow you to rise up with excitement and hope, and then just watch you crush. And then when you tell them that they're behaving differently, that they won, well, then what you talking about? And then you got to take out your time to explain to them how they behaved just 4 years ago. I don't have time for them conversations. That's why I've been out there doing conjuring. That's why I'm going to teach about water magic today. I'm gonna educate you enough so you can understand that the reason why that you're not being taught what you need to be taught, because that's not your mother. Because a mother would teach their child. The reason why you're not defended by your tata, because that's not your father. He doesn't believe he needs to provide or protect you. He doesn't see you as his. When people don't see you as family, baby, you're in the wrong spot. You're in the wrong place. That's like even in nature, they have to if the mother duck dies, they try to get the mother duck to another mother duck to accept that child, because if she doesn't see that duckling that's without a dead mother, she's not going to protect that child like it's her child. See, the problem with racism is not with black people. Black people see the humanity in every other race. The problem is that white Caucasian people do not see the humanity in black people. So you can trust me that if there was a child out there, whether it's white, Latino, Asian, and a child in the road, I'm going to treat that child, and I'm going to try to get that child out of danger. Not because it's Chinese or Asian, because it's a child. After I get that child out of danger, I'm going to look around for the parents, because I have humanity. That is not how you feel about black children. That's not how you feel about black women. That's why her tears mean nothing to you. That's why in America, white tears have gotten black men and black women killed. See, when a white woman goes to crime, we got to say, we got to be like Wonder Woman, because we already know ain't nothing good for to come behind this for us. See, our tears are supposed to be over weeping and a spiritual concept. You know, God will bottle up your tears. But when they start crying, the police get involved. All of a sudden, you got a charge. All of a sudden, you got to leave where you done paid to be in the hotel, because you done disturbed her peace when she the one started the shenanigans. You not tired of that? You not tired of that? Do you realize historically that there was a system set in place that was going on way before America was ever existed? Black people had colleges, university, agriculture. And we were in line and in step with Mother Nature and Father Sky. We were living longer. We were stronger. We were exuberant. I'm just saying. Some of y'all act like America is the all and be all to society. Just because somebody gets up and declares that we the greatest country on earth don't make it true. This is the same country that talk about Santa Claus. This same country talk about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This is the same country talking about I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. This is the same country that talk about Yahshua is a white man. And that the story said that they hid Moses, which is a white man, around the Egyptian with the black people. How you hide a blonde hair, blue-eyed white boy among the Egyptian, and how you gonna pass off the Pharaoh's daughter as a black woman gonna pass off this white baby as his granddad, as his grandfather? These are the stories that are being told in America. Christopher Columbus found the Americas with all these people and the civilization functioning. And we don't want to challenge that? Why would I be bothered if a Caucasian does not understand my attire? I don't care. My question to you is, why do you care? I have classmates, I have family members, I have co-workers that watch my lives. I do not sit around here and change who I am because of these people. You don't embrace the truth. You don't embrace my reality. You don't. I'm not gonna keep for 51 years the same stuff my mama would do. My grandma was up north in New York. She had to fight off. I don't know if y'all remember the picks that they used to have with the fist on it, with the picks where you used to pick your afro. Back then, my mama used to wear the afros, right? And she had to fight off these white boys. We dealing with the same stuff. My kids dealing with the same stuff. I'm trying to figure out how we are going to overcome. And that's with rights. That's with the right to vote. If it's hard on your conjure to bring you victory and you got all these laws and rules and regulations supposedly, you still got to go out here and trick the appraiser. There's a thing that I found out a couple days ago to all of my black homeowners. Why do we have to take down our black artistry to sell our houses? There's a law that prohibits discrimination when it comes to the selling market. Project 2025 is intended to get rid of that, so they don't have to buy your house. They don't have to sell your property at value. It's called PAVE. I posted in I'm always giving black people information. I'm trying to say, if you got to do conjure and then deceive the appraiser by letting your white friend come in and act like it's their house so you can get a higher market value for your house, then what was you working for? What were you putting all them plants and all the trees in to up your property value, where just because you're a melanated man or woman or a melanated family that you cannot get the right market price for your property? Your prayer work, your root work, your conjure. I'm just being honest with y'all. Some of y'all living into too much delusion that you're not going to be ready for what's coming. And this is for melanated people all over. Y'all should be tapping this ring. You got to, in order to protect yourself, you got to be at a certain level of truth. You got to be at a certain level of consciousness of what is really going on. It's not about what you think it's about. This has always been about the white man. He is trying to maintain power in these United States of America. 13 amendments still active. They're going for it. Roe versus Wade was an example. Sometimes we get so and let me tell y'all something. Just like the Bill of Rights and just like civil rights. If you don't know your rights and you don't know how to operate in your rights, it still don't do you no good. You know how many people that are actually operating, we ain't even talking about universal laws. How many people don't even know their basic rights as a citizen of the United States? How many of you think that walk around here that actually understand how these laws work? There are people are arguing right now, and was through the campaign, that Kamala Harris as the vice president did not do anything. Her job as vice president is to assist the president. Do as the president. And whatever duty she has to be given to her by the president. She doesn't make her itinerary. He does. But you would know that if you understood the system by which you live in. Same thing when it comes to magic. You want to practice magic and spirituality, but you don't know the system by which you live in. So I'm saying, logically, how can you protect yourself when you're not aware of who your brother, your sister, your mother, and your father is? When these people are operating against your best interest. Who do you listen to? Why do you listen? You think that they're going to get on, and this is what I give my sister, because black women are our greatest weapon here on this earth plane. I'm going to cry loud and spare not, because if y'all get on board, if y'all come online, then that masculine energy and that feminine energy, the gains its full power, and we can recreate all the life that our oasis, heaven on earth. We have the conjure, we have the power, we have our bodies translate light, and our intellect comes from the sun, not from colleges. Can I break this down to you? And if I'm wrong, your illumination comes from the sun. And you're able to process the information that you receive at their colleges. Doesn't make you more intelligent. What makes you intelligent is that you have the energy, that light energy coming into you, and you are transmuting that energy, and it allows you to have the intellect. That's where your intelligence comes from, not from their colleges. Because some of you guys are smarter than the teacher that's teaching the class. This is where genie comes from. Genius. And you can't be a genius without light energy. This is why they change the structure up and down. Baby, these are facts. So can I say it like this? When have you ever seen a lion go to college? When have you ever seen a hyena go to college? When have you ever seen a duck, a bird, go to college? Everything that's tied to us has innate wisdom, innate understanding. And then they learn from the older, the elders. The same concept of every ATR. The babes, the Yahos, learn from the elders. And that baby lion watch his mama, watch his daddy, watch his uncle and auntie, and that's how he learned to live. My son's kindergarten teacher got mad at him because he knew the rules of phonics and she don't. You don't get your intelligence from their curriculum. She was white. Of course. Let me say this again, black people. If you actually trying to return back to your roots, I'm just saying, I don't know how you care about an educational system. If they had every black book about all of history available, black people still wouldn't read it. You don't want to know your history. Your history is in your DNA. This is why you don't have to know who your Congo spirit is, and you don't have to know how far your tribe goes back, because it's all in your DNA. They can never take away your magic, your spirituality, because it is structured in your DNA. This is why we have the thing called Kakasha record. It's imprinted in the universe. Energy cannot be destroyed. So if energy cannot be destroyed, that means that my consciousness will live on beyond this body. These are facts. This is not my opinion. This is why we believe in reincarnation, because we understand that our soul can transfer from one body to another body. And normally we go through our ancestral line when we manifest. And that's why in the black culture, we say that child done been here before. That's why babies can be acting in a way we're like, they have not realized they still got baby legs, but the way they function in their mind, they think they're grown. We done all seen it. That's melanated. So I'm trying to understand, if you were so concerned about your well-being, and we are supposed to be reading nature, we're supposed to be reading the universe, because that is the microcosm that we come from. So what to do next? You can't disturb my peace, sir. I don't care how orange your tangerine is. I don't care how many people collaborate with you. I don't care how big your cabinet is. I'm calling on my cabinet too. And I'm not just talking about Gabriel, Michael, Uriah, Raphael. I'm calling upon my African gods. See, I don't practice the magic these other people out here doing. I do real magic. I do real conjure. I'm not out here. I'm not out here with a form of godliness and denying the power thereof. Because I'm gonna teach that today about water magic. Because what I don't like and I will not have is that you continue to walk in ignorance and not understanding how this thing really works. That's why I teach universal laws. So today or tomorrow, when you choose to work, whether you work with me or work with somebody else, that you will have the basic understanding about power, universal laws, spell work, and why you should or should not. Because, sir, ma'am, that lady is not your sister. How many times? Let me tell you something. If you got a problem with your man lying to you, why would you not have even more of a problem with somebody claiming to be a friend? She have befriended you how many times? And each and every time she backstabbed you. Let me explain to y'all why black women are upset. Nobody asks white women to get on social media. Nobody asks them to get on these major networks where they know that black women watch. Nobody told you to give black women the comfort that you was in your right mind and that you were going to vote to protect women's rights. Y'all said it loud and proud. When you got in that booth, you went another way, like you always do. She's upset that you befriended her and lied to her and made her drop her guard. Because guess what? If she knew that you were going to do what you were going to do, that means she would have kept driving harder for more black votes. She would have been driving hard. She wouldn't have been reaching her. White women gave Kamala Harris the wink that they were going to vote. They may not have went all the way down ballot for Democrats, but they assured her that white women, it wasn't going to be just black women save this country. It was going to be, I'm the only one heard that? Was I the only one heard that? Was I the only one seen that? And any reasonable person in their humanity, why would you lie to me about something that was going to affect you and us? Because I keep telling melanated women, that's not your sister. She's parasitic. Her arche, her chi, what comes from her man. That was her failure to lay faith in a natural enemy. Thank you so much, my Capricorn. I'm going to ask you this, and I don't want to hear this, because this is too much truth. You know how a leech works. And you're going to go get a leech and put it on your shoulder, put it on your face, and you shocked that that leech starts doing what leeches do. And you want all of us that watch you do this. Told you that, I hope you know that's a leech. Y'all want to believe so badly that these women see you as a woman, when everything about her system was to devalue you of your humanity. It wasn't black men that came and destroyed your homes. It was white men. It wasn't black men that was raping you. It was white men. The problem that you have, sis, as many as your black men out there trying to be like white men, because white men abuse their women. You wonder why we have the type of domestic violence? Because he's emulating what you tell him is strong. If that's not false masculinity, because I don't have to beat you down to feel like a man. I don't have to snatch my resources from you to feel like a man. I don't have to devalue who you are as a woman and what you bring to this earth realm, because I understand energy, frequency, and vibration. There's only one species in these United States that have ever defamed you, have stripped you of your dignity and your intellect. It's only one. And it's not the white woman. She don't have no power. She does what her husband said. And who's taking away all these rights? Look around the whole world. We got TikTok. We got social media. You know what social media is showing us? Who's in there voting? Who voted them in so they had the power to vote? Don't make me your problem. Don't make me your issue. You the one turned away from the help that the Divine Mother gave you. She gave you masculine energy. She gave you masculine energy whether he gay, straight, or bi. He supported you. Whether he was rich or poor, he supported you. If you don't know who your family is now, I can't help you. You can listen to all these other people talk about who doing voodoo. Your voodoo wasn't doing nothing. I do courtroom work. Your prayers and your root work ain't gonna do nothing with that white judge that already see your child as a menace to society. Even as a first-time offender, he getting more time than that white boy sitting there in that courtroom that done have multiple times. And your son going to prison, and that white woman's son, he going on probation and house arrest. Because he sees value in him. Yes, he raped 3 people. Yes, he done burnt down 4 houses. Yeah, he did all of that. But they still see potential. In order for a white man to suffer in the United States, he done messed up every program and opportunity he done had. In order for a black man to mess up, all he got to do is reach for his registration and his driving license in the glove compartment, and he gonna get shot. Don't matter what his degree is, don't matter where his address, where he lives, don't matter how much he got in his 401k, don't matter how many stocks he got, he gonna get a bullet or 2. I'm just trying to figure out who you think your family is. Who your brother, who your sister, them that do the will of Mother Earth and Father Sky. Because guess what? No matter how deep I believe in the black arts, no matter how deep I believe in my conjure, I have never felt a need to enforce those beliefs and those ideas on nobody. Huh? A part of a rapist's mind is the thrill of forcing his ideas, his perceptions, and his self on somebody, whether they want it or not. That's why when Donald Trump got up and said, we're going to protect our women whether they like it or not, that's why it didn't bother white women, because they're used to being raped by their daddies, their brothers, their fathers. You trying to reason with somebody that is accustomed to this behavior. Because they're gonna always lie about what goes on in their house. Roy Moore, when he was running in Alabama, they still was gonna support him. That didn't bother him, it bothered black people. Because if we know certain things, we ain't gonna support it. But they don't operate like that. I just wanna know where the lie is. I've been on her. Where's the lie? You are willfully trying to create a family with somebody that is not a family to you. But the things, I'm going to do this in my video. I thought to say something. Brother, my sisters, my mothers, and my father that are out here in this wild, wild world, if this resonates, support, push, like, subscribe. I would never call some of these people family. I would do business with them, but not call you family. Because you don't have my best interest. Family has my best interest at heart. Mother Earth has my best interest. And no matter how you try to poison the atmosphere, trying to make melanated people sick and genocide us through chemical warfare, we got too many medicine men and medicine women out there to know how to get that stuff out of our system. Mother Earth is going to give us an antidote for anything you come up with. Be secure in your true family. Find your family. Find your mother. Find your father. And watch life get better for you. God bless.